subscribe, love, like. We're sponsored by the Spunk Lube and rebroadcast by the Demon Seed Radio Network. We could not do any of this without you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Please give us that bump. Porn Stars of People Podcast Dan Frigolette. I'm here with Lisa Luxe.
Hello.
Thank you for doing this. Thank you for meeting me so early in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it early because it's
early for me.
been a rough weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're at Exotica. That's where we are now.
Yes.
Vaguely. We're not physical. But what's your goal for the weekend? Are you signing with people? What are you?
I'm signing.
Yep.
I'm also networking, trying to meet other people in the industry because I am relatively new.
Is this your booth?
I mean, no.
We'll plug them. Plug them. The more we plug them, the more I'm going to ask them for favors later.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I've worked with my free cams,
Cool.
so I get to get the swag and stuff.
Nice.
But I've been at the Clips for Sale booth. So.
Nice. Yeah, I remember the first time I ever went to AVN, I got like a Sexed Panther hat, and I was like really excited. And then I was like, I don't think I can wear this in public. But I'm leaning into it now. I'm owning it now. I'm like,
I feel like you should though.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
somebody's gonna question, and then you're
Yeah.
just gonna be like, it's like about sexypanthers.com.
yeah. No, I think that's weirder
That is weirder.
than paying to sext somebody.
It is much weirder.
Me and this ongoing joke that I had with this girl that I was dating when I was 20, and we thought we were hilarious, was we were going to start a website called trampybabies.com.
Oh my god.
And actually, I think this is true. I think I looked it up, and I think it's like, I think
Already
you can't buy it.
exists. Oh my god.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. So there's probably someone who controls certain aspects, and they go, Trampy Babies is not a website we should let anybody buy. That's probably what happened.
Or maybe they're holding it because they really
they got
can
the
see a
business
future for
idea.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, listen, when it becomes acceptable to fuck babies, I'm gonna corner this market on the trampybabies.com.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's what I was talking about on a different episode. Was this idea that like, what happens if we go so far in one direction sexually, like openly, that like it would be weird now to just have regular vaginal intercourse?
I've thought about this too.
Right, like
I have deeply thought about this.
Like we go so far into the taboo that the taboo becomes having normal sex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys love this word vanilla, which doesn't offend me, but I feel like when you guys say it, I feel like it's offensive to everybody else.
Yes,
Because
I have noticed that.
No, I don't know. How do I say this without it sounding like I'm bigging myself up? I want to say I don't know how like normal, regular people have sex. I feel like I'm adding some stuff. Like I
gotcha.
don't feel like I'm like regular, like level vanilla stuff.
Okay.
But I feel like these people that are clumped into that category should be upset.
Really?
Because I feel like
why,
everybody.
though?
I just feel like because it's becoming a really negative.
But I think it's only negative if you take it that way. I think that vanilla is a very beautiful thing.
Okay, fair.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. If you're just into the bare minimum, pound it, done, then that's what you're into.
I like the more you're elaborating. It's like it's not offensive at all. Like if you only like doing the bare minimum.
Yes. Own it.
Right, that scene from Office Space. She's like, listen, if you the bare minimum, that's fine. That's your expression. But
Yeah.
we encourage you to do more.
Exactly.
I
encourage you to enjoy more things.
The thing that I think is not dangerous but annoying in regular civilian sex is when you meet somebody and they go, oh, I don't do this thing, and you're like, I didn't even ask you,
Yeah.
and they're already like, no, not in the, and you're like, how do you? First of all, let's maybe. Like, just because whoever else heard it, or like it didn't go good, or it was like like that doesn't mean that our little thing might not work that way.
Like they're already closed-minded to
Right.
it before they've even
right,
experienced
and
it.
it's like let's not do anything then.
Yeah.
If you already got this is a thing that I think about a lot. It's like I've been in a situation where somebody like stops, like timeouts to
Yes.
reposition,
Yes.
so that they can like do their big move.
Their finishing move.
Right, and
Mortal
it's like
Kombat.
and it's like if you have a move, that move's not good. That's what I think.
Okay.
Like if you can't transition in, you know what I mean? Like I got
Yes.
moves that are like part of the thing.
Yes.
Or like I'll be like, oh shit, and I'll like pick somebody up, or like we'll do like a standing thing, right? But that's fluid.
Yes. Yes.
Now can you talk about any of your personal life?
I do.
Can we talk about your relationship? Do you have a relationship? Or are you?
I do have a relationship. I'm married.
You're married.
Yes.
How long have you been married?
500 years.
500 years. What do you find is the trick to being married 500 years? What's the secret to marriage?
I know it sounds so cliche, and everybody will say this, but communication.
Oh, I was so excited. You're like, I know this sounds so cliche, and everybody says this, but
Butt
anal.
sex.
Obviously,
No.
anal. Obviously.
Obviously, butt sex.
But you're not wrong, because what I find more than anything else lately when I'm trying to be in relationships is I bump into the problem where I think a lot of conflict arises when somebody does something. I'll do something, and this person never would have envisioned that I would do this thing.
Yes.
But I have no idea that this is
an issue, that
right,
you
that
cross
this is
some
something,
imaginary
that this is like
line
a
that they
trigger
had.
for them.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like we just need to like put all our triggers out there. I think,
Exactly.
is
Exactly.
the main part of it.
I feel like that's what makes it last, for sure.
So you've been married 500 years. How long have you been creating content? How long have you been in this side of the business? And then how did you broach that with your partner?
Okay. So I'd been in the industry since like 2013.
Okay.
I was in college and I was working at a daycare, and they don't pay that well.
Right.
And I was going for education, knew that wasn't going to pay that well. And so I was looking for other avenues to make a secondary income. And so I came upon an ad on Craigslist.
Good old Craigslist, baby.
They're always on fucking Craigslist. So I was on Craigslist, and I was just looking for other. And I came upon this thing that was like, you can make $4,000 in a week. And I'm like, the fuck is this? Probably a lie, but I'm going to look at it anyway. So I clicked on it, and it was for Flirt for Free, which is like a pretty well-known camming, comparable to like My Free Cams.
Sure.
And so I signed up on them, and I started, and I was doing like what you would consider more vanilla.
Right.
I was doing like solo masturbation, things like that.
Oh, this is what I love about people. I was doing vanilla stuff. I was just shoving stuff in my pussy. I thought you were like cooking. And like,
I did do cooking
just kind of
shows.
sexy stuff. But you're like, no, I was just shoving stuff in my pussy. That's just just the vanilla stuff.
Just that boring
on
shit.
Camera.
I mean, how many times can you shove different stuff in your cooch? You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're really stretching the boundaries of this.
We
this
are.
weekend.
Now
we're
there's
finding
like
out.
dragons and stuff. Yes. It has been. It's been getting more interesting. But yeah, so I started there, and then I kind of like switched over to My Free Cams because I realized that they were a little bit bigger, more exposure. And then I slowly just started realizing within myself that like every time a guy was like, shove something in your pussy, it like enraged me.
Really?
Yes. I just cannot take orders.
You don't want the command.
I don't like
Right.
it. I instantly react in a negative way, and that might be the Italian Irish in me. I don't know.
That's interesting because I was like talking about this last night at the Inked Awards because I was there, and then I was performing for people in this industry.
Yeah.
And I was making a bunch of jokes about how like you guys clearly have never been to a comedy show before. Like I've only been to a couple porn conventions, but you guys have never been to a comedy show because they were yelling out like specific rather than like laughing. They were yelling out specific things. Like they were like I like that one. Like you know what I mean? Like that was instead of laughing.
Yes.
And then and then I was making jokes about how if this does, like I had the mic, so it's like if this doesn't go good, I'm just gonna stay on, and then if this doesn't go good, I'm gonna start showing up at porn sets and like heckling you, just like
There you go.
boo, boo. Every time like a dick comes out, boo. But
It's not the angle I wanted.
but in like chat rooms, you
It
are
is
getting
definitely
heckled
like that.
sometimes.
Completely.
And you have to like boot them.
Oh my god. I've gotten like some of the worst things ever. Yeah. But I mean, all of the girls, all of the guys, we've all experienced that at one point or another. Like
I don't
for
understand
sure.
being like
That butt hurt?
No. I don't understand masturbating and you're being butthurt on that end. Yeah, no. I don't understand masturbating and being upset at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I don't. Yeah.
Shouldn't you be in a blissful mood?
Right,
Shouldn't
right.
you be completely happy? I
Right.
don't know.
Like how do you
I don't
talk?
get
How
it.
do you talk shit and masturbate at the same time? I don't get that idea.
I don't either, but maybe that should be a thing. I could make that into a fetish.
So you didn't like the orders. So then that pushed you in a direction?
Oh yeah, because then I started researching like domination. Like that
Got it.
started being like like my key interest, because I'm like, it seems like these guys that were coming at me in that way were very much dominance.
Right.
And, or at least they saw themselves as that way. I didn't really see them in that way, but.
I mean, those guys specifically are trolls, right? But
Well,
like,
yeah. But they would like say, I see myself as more of a dominant and you're my submissive. And I'm like, well, that's not how I see it.
That's not that's not what I'm into.
Yeah, exactly. So then I just started like researching like more powerful, very well-known dominatrixes that were in the scene and seeing like where they put their stuff out.
I can help you do this. Sorry, I don't know if you.
Porn Stars of People Podcast. I'm back with Lisa Luxe. We just got booted. We got booted. We're making trouble. And then since we're getting kicked out, we were like, should we mention exactly what this is? Probably. It feels like we shouldn't.
What convention center are you going to? What convention?
It feels like we shouldn't just mention exactly what it is.
Yeah,
but yeah, so
exactly.
Okay, so we're stuck on you started camming.
Yes.
And then and then you decided that you needed to be more
In charge.
dominant because somebody trying to be dominant over you even in word was upsetting you.
Oh yeah. It was triggering. It was annoying.
Which is I don't want to say hilarious, but kind of like not.
Okay. All right. So let me explain, I guess, a little deeper, because there are times when I'm okay being submissive. There are times. I guess it just has to be in a respectful way. And these people were not respectful. And so instantly that
it's also
makes me angry.
Well, it's also like you're okay being submissive with someone you actually like.
Yes.
And it's like, even as a comedian, I don't have to like the audience.
Yeah.
They just have to like me.
Truth.
So it's like, because ideally you would not perform for somebody that you didn't like. But in another world, it's like money's money and they're part of, it's like, and you should be able to perform for everybody.
Exactly. No, very true. Very true. I think it was just, I don't know, it was a combination of that and the fact that I was kind of realizing within myself that I just did not do submissive well for random people.
Yeah.
And some girls do. And I saw that and I was like, okay, well, they can just do it and not give a care in the world. Like, they love it. Like,
right.
But it just wasn't for me.
It's not your lane.
No, nope. I very much love where I am now.
I find that I don't. I always try to think from my own perspective. When somebody comes into it, I'm very I've always been, and I don't know why it sounds dumb or hacky in my head, but but I've always I just want the person I want it to feel like they want to be there.
Yes.
So I'm all about the equality of the interaction, right?
Exactly.
In my personal life. So it's like if somebody comes in and is very ooh, daddy, and and it's very submissive, it's almost it's a little bit of a turnoff.
Yes.
Because it's almost it almost feels like a show for no reason.
Exactly.
It feels because I didn't ask for any of this. Yeah.
Yes.
So it feels extra fake.
Yeah. It feels inauthentic.
Yeah.
You're just no.
Yeah. Don't fuck me because I'm dominating. You fuck me because you exactly right now want to fuck me. That's
exactly.
So
exactly. Yes. And I've had those experiences too.
And so so you were in this thing before you met your partner. I'm saying partner. Do you say husband?
Yeah, husband.
Okay.
Yeah. We were actually dating, and I want to say we got engaged a year after I had already started camping.
Nice.
He was totally okay with it.
Yeah.
I told him the night of, I had already signed on. I was already talking to
You're
people,
here's
and
my
he
red
was
flags.
like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"I'm performing." And he
You're
was
like-
like, "Oh, cool."
You're like, here's my red flags.
Yeah.
Take them or leave them right now.
Exactly.
That's
Pretty
how,
much.
That's how I do it.
That's how we throw down in our
I
relationship.
do all red flags right out of the gate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm pretty blunt like that.
Yeah. Because it really is. It's I'm recently single, and I've been chatting up some people that are kind of, and I was I told them very specifically what was going on this weekend, and I was like, hey, is it cool that I am porn adjacent?
Yeah.
Because it has been a problem for me in
Oh,
my dating life.
Some people will be completely turned off by that.
Yeah, because it's
don't wanna be in
they're
it.
insecure, and they're they assume that
Exactly.
if I'm near people that
You're gonna hook up with
that
all
are
of them.
sex positive, that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
way more. It's gonna be way more sex, and it's
Oh, yeah.
I just don't see it that way,
No.
which is kind of why
Exactly.
it makes sense
And
that
you
I host
cannot
this
see
thing.
it like that.
Yeah.
I don't see it like that.
Yeah.
Some people do. Some people see that as, ooh, there's a whole nice big pond for me.
I'm in this weird space where I don't know if cheating is the worst thing that you can do to somebody.
Okay.
I'm starting to have a hard
Explain.
time. I'm just starting to have a hard time because like the theme in movies is like, oh, he cheated on me, and then like because the thing is, people are so fragile that they never recover sometimes
Oh, yes.
from their their many-year partner like cheating. But it's also like the further you dive into some of these conversations, you realize how in denial people are.
Yes.
And then you go, you put yourself in this situation. All the signs are there.
Mm-hmm.
How are you not seeing them? Everybody else sees them. And then I don't know. It's like I got cheated on a year and a half, 2 years ago when I was traveling in South Africa. And I think the young lady, let's call her a young lady, got an idea that maybe I was just doing comedy. I was working hard at comedy. And I think she got the idea that maybe I was like running around. And I 100% wasn't. I was completely like faithful to the situation.
Yeah.
And then when I found out that she did, I was like, okay, now I understand what all this other energy for the last month and a half, 2 months has been. Now all the pieces fit. That's cool. I'm actually fine with the fact that this happened. Like, let's talk about it. What do you want to do now?
Yeah.
And then because she didn't anticipate that reaction, because she got caught.
A lot of people don't. They
So-
expect screaming and anger
Yeah.
and all of
So
that
I was
right
like,
away.
and I was like, look, it's not the worst, because I was before her. I was in an open relationship. It was like, this is not the worst thing. So like, do you want to move the line? Do you want to like change the rule a little bit,
Exactly.
or what's your plan? And then
she
she
was,
was
like,
so
in
caught
shock.
off guard with that,
Yeah.
she just went with the cheat E.
I got you.
And then is still in that.
Mm.
And I think on some level, I think what happens a lot of times with people is too if they cheat and they lose their partner, and the person that they had that they were cheating on, they realize was better, then they'll stay with the cheat E
Oh, yes.
forever out of guilt for as
Oh,
long
yeah.
as long as it can go.
I've seen it many times.
It's weird. It's
many
weird.
times.
Humans are weird.
We really are. We really are. But yeah, I've seen that many times. That actually happened to my husband.
Is that right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
so he got cheated on, and the lady's still with the guy.
Oh, yeah.
No
It was
shit.
his ex-fiance.
By the way,
yeah.
is he okay with us talking about this?
Oh, yeah, he's fine. He's totally fine.
Now he's on trial on the podcast.
yeah, no,
It's
he's
just an
good.
hour we're talking about him. He's like, what did you guys? How did this? What did you guys talk about? Just you the whole
Just
time.
you the whole time.
Um,
But yeah, I've seen that happen a
It is
lot.
a
A
weird
lot of
one.
friends too. And
Yeah.
I don't get why that is. I'm thinking maybe it's that they just found something in them that they were looking for that wasn't with you. I don't know.
sometimes, but I think sometimes it's this.
Thrill?
No, I think the stay together sometimes is because
Easy.
you threw away something. You threw away something else.
Yes.
So you came all the way,
What was the
across
point
the
of
pond
cheating?
on the thing,
Yeah.
right? And so now you got to make this one work, otherwise. Because then also I think we play with morality.
Yeah.
So if this doesn't work out,
Yes.
I'm a bad person.
Oh yeah. Completely.
So sometimes it's like, oh no, because like a lot of movies, the plot actually is, I kind of cheated on the guy, but he was wrong. He was a
Yes.
bad guy.
Exactly.
But I met the good guy.
Exactly.
And there's some crossover.
Oh yes.
And it's women, I don't know why women always get the leeway on the crossover. If a movie is about a dude finding another woman and he's still with his original woman,
Oh
it
my
never comes
God.
off good.
Crucified.
But The Notebook is literally about a girl who cheats on her boyfriend.
Exactly.
Marries him and then
And it's the greatest
then-
love story ever.
And then ends up with the cheaty anyway afterwards.
that shit's shared all over the place.
Yeah.
Notebook, ideal love.
It's so beautiful. And the guys were like, "Hey, wait, hang on.
Exactly.
What about
You watch The Affair, not the same love story.
Right. My friend Dan Polzello, shout out Dan Polzello, because he's got this great joke about he looks like the guy that you root against in a romantic comedy. Like the guy who is the boyfriend, but
Yes.
he's like a little bit unsupportive, and like they put him in this light, and it's just this funny. It's this funny like switch
Yes.
on the perspective
Yeah.
that like in the romantic comedy we make that guy look like an ass, but he
You want
sometimes
to
he's
see him fail?
but
Yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
he's just a regular dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if we look at the movie from his perspective, he's just a dude who got cheated on.
Exactly.
It's kind of fucked up.
Exactly.
So-
I don't know why we're like that.
So do you feel like you're building your repertoire even more now, or you think you found kind of where you're supposed to be and am leaning into that?
It's so difficult to say because I feel like everybody in this industry just constantly changes and goes through growth in whatever direction they feel like they need to at the time. Like, I feel like at some point, naturally, you kind of want to put yourself in the MILF category because
Sure.
you know that's really popular. At some point, you want to throw your hat in the ring that you know, do a lot of mommy stuff because that's real popular.
What's the mommy stuff? Like the
Oh, like the whole like incest mommy son
Got
thing. Lots of people are into
Got
that. Sells well.
yeah.
So I feel like you kind of just evolve with what's needed, but also like your personal boundaries and what you're good with. So I don't feel like I'm where I want to be yet, but I feel like I'm working on figuring that out.
Okay.
Like, I feel like I'm very content at where I am. I just sometimes debate if I still want to do like vanilla stuff. I'm going to keep saying that word. I'm going to make your skin crawl.
You know, vanilla stuff, like
Vanilla
getting
stuff.
fisted by 7 people. You know,
Exactly.
the vanilla
Yes,
stuff.
I still debate because I love that stuff too.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's not that it's a trick question, but anybody who's like, no, I'm where I'm supposed to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not that I'm where I'm supposed to be, but like, oh, I figured it out. Like, that person's not gonna make it because they're like, in any art form, the big thing, and especially in comedy, the big thing is like you're always doubting yourself
Oh my God.
to make yourself better.
Yes.
Because you go, it's like you get off stage and you're like, you did great, and this is like,
fuck
the
yeah.
thing could have been,
Yeah.
it could have been tighter here, like it could, you know what I mean?
Oh, completely.
So your
Artists,
answer, your
we're
answer goes
our
like
own worst critics.
speaks to the fact that you're going to evolve and
Oh,
and
yes.
do better and do more things.
Yes, definitely want to.
What is your main way? I think people don't. I do the speech where we go pay for your porn, but what is your main way that you are finding monetarily successful in this business right now?
Most of my main income is from selling my clips right now.
Yeah.
I also do phone sex, so I do make a lot from that. My fan clubs are pretty decent. I'm just trying to get myself more known right now
Sure.
because, I mean, I have like a couple thousand followers, but it's not the level of like, you know, some people.
No matter how many followers you have, there's always nobody's
True.
turning down followers.
True.
Be like,
This is true.
no,
Exactly.
I don't need your follow.
Yes, exactly. So I'm kind of like trying to build my repertoire
Yeah.
more so to get those things going. But
I never thought about it. Do you have? So you probably have, like, consistent, like phone sex clients. Like you can build
Oh,
a
yeah.
base.
Oh yeah.
And they
If
just keep
I
calling.
leave it on, I could have like all day long. Like
shit.
I was getting a shit ton at the show, and I'm
It's
like,
a-
sorry, I won't be able to hear you. Sorry.
But it's the same people. Like it's
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then that's got to be interesting because then the more you build that relationship, it's just like anything else. It's like the level, the next layer you can get to, which is
Oh, completely.
it's weird, man. I never. Everybody's got to have their thing, right? I never
Yes.
really understood the strip club guys, but then
Oh, see,
The
I'm
in-
a strip club girl. I love
yeah,
strip clubs.
but the in depth. But then I talk in depth with like successful strippers and really start to understand the psychology of the thing. And it's like, just like anything else. Like for me, a big thing that I wanted to be like a regular at my bagel shop. Do you know what I mean? And that's not.
Got you.
And just so that like when I walk in, they go, oh, I know which bagel, and they make the bagel, and it's a dumb thing, but it's the same level of like acceptance and belongingness that I think people are searching for.
Yes.
When they go to these kinds of things.
Very much so. Very much.
I mean,
so.
obviously, phone sex is a little different because they get to be private in their own space and do, hopefully, whatever they do.
Oh yeah,
Do
but
you
they start
think-
to confess things to you. They start to trust
Yeah.
you. Like the more you talk, you start to know them better. They start to know you better.
Do you think one of the first people I met way before the podcast in camming, she made the most money when she would just get on doing nothing sexual and just like sort of chatting
Oh yeah.
more intimately with fans?
Mhm.
I guess the phone sex thing is one rate anyway.
Like you can set your rates.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
but it's like whatever he's like it's a timer.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so it's like there's no like what am I trying to say? So it's like if he's just not jerking it and he's like actually talking about himself, it's still the same rate.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Like I mean, you can technically like set up different listings for different things.
Yeah.
So like a girl could create a listing that says like just talk about yourself.
Yeah.
$1.99. You know, something more intimate $2.99.
Do you think What percentage of dudes do you think are just listening, doing going through the motions, and also faking it?
Oh man, I want to say the percentage that are actually really jerking, really into it, are probably like 70%.
Yeah.
But there are totally times that you can tell that they are not at all fulfilling anything you're saying, especially because I'm in fandom. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm telling them to do humiliating things or things like that. And, like, if I'm telling you to snort wasabi and I'm not hearing you gag and throwing up, I know you're full of shit. Wasabi's a bitch.
Right. Right. Interesting. Yeah. I just wonder because it's like, obviously the what's the word I want? The idiom. It's not an idiom. The example that we have is we know that like this idea that like women fake orgasms. But I just like the idea that like, what if dudes are also
Dudes do it on the other end.
really good at it?
Yes.
And it's just our secret.
I definitely think it's a possibility. I definitely think sometimes they just want to call and hear your voice and talk to you and pretend. Yeah. Role
'cause
play.
I don't.
People love role
I'm
play.
I'm not a sounds guy. So like the evolution of long distance sex has come a long way. You can have Skype sex. You can have all these things.
Yeah.
You can send pictures. You can send like 3-second videos, and
Yeah.
that's kind of my comfort zone. Is I'm happy sending a short video
Yeah.
with no sound. Because I've been with girls who like really want to hear it.
Yeah.
And it's like that's like my shy zone.
Yes.
That's
I got
like
you.
I don't sing in public, and I won't make my orgasm over the phone. Do you know what I mean?
I got you. I got you.
So that, but then I'm sure there's people that like it's not at all embarrassing or like weird.
Exactly.
So
For
then-
some people, it's completely comfortable.
So if they, I just like this guy. I just like this guy who's the greatest fake male orgasmer.
I'm sure we could probably find
this legend.
I'm sure there's probably some
Yeah.
phone somewhere that a guy is just legendary at
Yeah.
it. Because there
Actu-
are guys that do it too.
I had a buddy, gay dude, and he really got his kicks on calling these like open type lines and pretending that he was like transsexual. And that he was like a lady boy, that he like had a like he had I don't know exactly the complexity of it, because he's a comedian, we would just joke about it.
Yeah.
But that was like he got to be this alter ego, and it was really hot for him. Because he doesn't identify in any other way as a trans person.
Yeah.
But he was just really into this like
Playing the role.
Yeah, like being in drag or being like chicks with dicks, like whatever the thing was for him. So he would call these lines and all these, and he was just I think for him it was about these guys who do identify or pretend to identify as straight, and him like curbing them.
Yes.
Because he's fully gay.
The game.
So it's like, so he's
exactly.
like, so like, I think, because we all, and no matter what thing you are, we all just want to fuck the thing we're not supposed to fuck.
Very true. Very true. That is, yes.
And we want the thing that's not supposed to want to, we want to be sexy enough that whoever's not supposed to be attracted to us now is.
Exactly.
That's the fantasy of like dudes like, I converted a lesbian, or like, I fucked this lesbian. It's like,
yes.
we wanna
It's like
flip
the
somebody.
untouchable.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to be the first one that touches
so
that.
do women call you?
Do women call me? I have once or twice had a man that said that his wife was there with him. Now, do I know if that's the truth? I heard a woman's voice. It could have been recorded.
But
I
you
don't
didn't.
know.
But you don't have women clients.
I've never had a woman client.
Are
I've had
you-
men that identify as sissies, which is like.
Would you lean into a female client, or is that not?
Oh no, I totally would. I
You would?
think female submissives are fucking amazing.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes, so I would totally be open to that. But no, I don't have any currently.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It really is. The reason why this industry is so female dominated is because guys are spending so much money on this stuff, on every new thing that comes out. We're like, yeah, we would do that. We would totally do that.
Yeah, exactly.
What is it, sexting? Yeah, we would do that. That sounds fine. Yeah,
That
yeah.
sounds fun. Yeah,
Premium
exactly.
Snapchat? Yeah, we would do that. We'd probably do that.
Exactly. Sharing clips, yes.
Yeah, we would do that.
Oh, yeah,
We're totally
completely.
into it.
Yes, yes. More and more sexuality. It's intriguing. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do
definitely.
dig it. I do dig it. Well, so
We
cool. So
all
okay, so how do we do that? How do we do the thing where we pay for your porn? How do we find you? How do we follow you? All those things.
Oh my God, I have so many links. This is going to be terrible. My clips for sale, my clip number is 78099. So you just have to type like clips for sale /studio/78099. I know that's a lot. If you want to
find you, we'll find you.
all my links, I would just say look for my Twitter because I share all of my shit on there all the time.
What's your Twitter?
It is at Lisa Luxe Live.
And it's LUX.
It is LUX. Yep.
Lisa Luxe Live. Lisa
Yes,
Luxe Live.
exactly.
Triple L, baby.
Yes.
Lisa Luxe Live.
Yes, that was my flirt for free name was Lisa Luxe Live.
It's good.
So
It's solid.
it stuck with
It's a
me.
solid name. What else? So this podcast is drops every Sunday. We're on Google Play. We're on iTunes. Whatever platform you have, we have the other thing. We got some content today on YouTube.
Yep.
Apologies. It is a little bit weird because we get kicked out of our first location. It's just
Two different visuals,
Yeah,
two
it's just
different
part. It's
backgrounds.
part of the game.
Pizzazz.
We got booted. They just looked at us and they're like, these people are up to no good.
They knew.
We started a Patreon, so we're trying to see what you guys specifically want us to lean into on some BTS content. So hit us up on the Patreon, get a subscription, and we'll start getting you the content you want.
Yeah.
What I've been doing this week is I've been challenging people to physical challenges.
Mother of God.
That something maybe that you're really good at that I might not be good at, and we're gonna do that as like behind the scenes content for Instagram. So once we come off, we're gonna have that. So look for that on YouTube. We're gonna have some fun stuff. But thank you to my guest, Lisa Luxe.
Thank
Please
you for
follow her.
having
Please pay
me.
for her stuff. Please call her and jerk off and all those things. And
Fuck
then
yeah.
and then maybe call her and then show her that you're the best fake orgasm male on the planet because we're still looking for
We're
you.
going to have a competition.
We're looking
I
for
think
you.
I should have a competition.
So thank you guys for listening.